For the Saints, right?
Over under
Over.
5 games.
Over 5 games.
Oh hell, what?
Give me the under.
Yeah.
What?
I'm
The Saints
yeah,
are not winning
I'm
five
going.
games over 5 games. Oh my god!
You're just emotionally stressed right now because you
No, but I'm
didn't
a
get the
Bengals fan
quarterback
until the
that
Saints get their stuff
you
together.
didn't get the quarterback you wanted. If you would have got the quarterback you wanted, you
How we
wouldn't be
have to?
saying
We
this not
listen.
you wouldn't saying this nonsense about the Saints
No,
being the
you not
worst team
okay.
in the
So
league
here's
right
what you
now.
gotta understand. It. I like
Mhm.
most Saints fans did want Shador, but I'm still on the rock by myself, saying what I'm saying. We had the quarterback I wanted. We should have built the team around him. Got the best players available around him, and if it doesn't work out this year, still stick to your plan. I know y'all want Arch Manning. I know you do. If it doesn't work out, then go out and say, they should have came out and said, look, our quarterback is Spencer Rattler. We're running with Spencer Rattler. We're gonna see what we got with him. And if it doesn't work out, then we'll evaluate the position moving forward. We're gonna roll with Spencer Rattler and Derek Carr. Let's just say per se, because some people still believe in that Derek Carr stuff. Derek Carr and Spencer Rattler. That's what we're running with our guys. That's what we're doing. We're gonna build this roster, and if it doesn't work out this year, then we'll reevaluate the quarterback position. Cool. Every Saints fan knows that going into the draft. I just feel like the Saints dropped the ball.
The issue is though, you're sold on Rattler. They aren't. That's
Maybe not.
the same. No. They aren't. They're telling you they're not by grabbing a guy at what was it, 39 or 40?
40, 40.
Like they're telling you that. That's them telling you that, just like if the Colts drafted a quarterback like in at 39, that's immediately telling me they're done with Richardson.
Which they should have.
I'm like I said, I'm more patient than most people. This is his last year to really. He's gotta prove himself.
But that's what I'm saying. So you're patient with Richardson. I'm patient with Rattler. And you think that Rattler's not the guy. I think Richardson's not the guy. So I
True,
think
but
that we both
like I
see.
said, I think it's a difference when you invest the fourth pick of the draft and a fifth rounder. I just
That's
think
okay.
that's
Okay.
different. That's different, you know. So like I said, the Colts, this is their last shot with Richardson. If he does not massively improve, the Saints and the Colts are both drafting a quarterback next year, first round.
Y'all in a better position than we are.
Yeah, we have a better roster, and I think that actually, if Richardson gets his stuff together, the Colts offense is nice.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think like you got Jonathan Taylor now. We got your boy Giddens. We have Michael Pittman, Tyler Warren, Josh Downs is underrated. Adonai Mitchell, believe it or not, if you go watch the tape, go watch the Colts highlights, bro. He was constantly open last year, and Richardson just does not get the ball to him. I think the Colts have a really good roster. They are literally a quarterback away.
Nah, you don't have no argument for me, man. You have no argument for me, bro.
But I do with the Saints, bro. They got a lot of gaps.
You think the Jets are gonna be better than the Jaguars still?
Um, Probably not.
Okay.
But I think that they're right there though, because
I feel like I understand that the Jags gave up a lot for Travis Hunter. But
they
I
did.
do think Travis Hunter went to a team that fits him better than the Browns would have, in my opinion.
Oh, he should be happy to be there instead
Mhm.
of Cleveland.
Right, because now he don't have to go and be the number one receiver over there. And at corner, he can play corner over there. You know, at the end of the day, my boy, the coach, my boy Duba.
Leon,
Yeah,
Leon
he's crazy
Cohen.
enough to let him do both ways.
What's his
Nah, but
name?
I
Oh, Liam Cohen.
Liam Cohen, that's right. That's right. But yeah, man, I like what Jacksonville did. I felt like they went for it, and I'm okay if you go for it, you strike out. That's okay. It's when you play that timid game, and I don't like all that, man.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I just, bro, one thing about me, like, I just don't understand some of these coaches. Like, If a player was hurt in college, major injuries like Tyler Shuck, what do you think is going to happen in the NFL?
Right.
It just
Right.
does not make sense to me. Like even Will Johnson, his injuries are they were never major surgeries like Tyler Shuck.
Right. Right.
He could recover from turf toe and whatever.
Right.
Bro, Tyler Shuck had major season-ending surgeries. What do you think is going to happen in the NFL?
Right. Right. And look, if I'm wrong, shout out to Mickey Loomis, shout out to Kellen Moore. I'll say it. If I'm wrong, I'll come on here and say I'm wrong. I think the Saints are the worst team in not only the NFC South, they're the worst team in the NFC, they're the worst team in the NFL. All my Saints fans, tune in. How many viewers we have right now? I know it's Saturday. People out partying.
28.
20 people that's tuned in right now, the other people that's going to come and watch this, the Saints will be the worst team in the NFL next year. Alvin Kamara should be asking for a trade. I believe that they are taking for Arch Manning. I really believe
They
that.
ain't taking for nothing, man. They're still gonna compete. They're still gonna win them some games. Kellen Moore, I think he's gonna improve this offense out. You get players back that's healthy that you didn't have last year. Throughout the end of the season, you add some pieces on the defensive side. So I don't think they are the worst team. You just didn't get what you want. Sometimes we do mock drafts all the time and we don't get the players that they wanted. Like I expected the Dallas Cowboys to get a wide receiver, or a defensive or a cornerback, and they obviously they didn't do that. They went a different direction. And for me, doing my research that I did afterwards, I completely understood why they made that draft pick, and I end up liking the draft pick afterwards.
When we talked after Kellen Moore got hired, what did I say? I said he's going to be fired in 3-4 years, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Next year they're going to be the worst team in the NFL, maybe definitely top 3 worst. Then they're going to go get a quarterback. If he does not hit on that quarterback, he's out.
They want Arch Manning in New Orleans, bro. That's the.
They better pray he comes out. They better.
That's what I'm saying, but that's who they want. They want that.
Well, everyone wants Arch.
No, I know, but I'm saying people want it because of the Manning name, and I think they do as well. But it's like the ties to it. They know that that's good for business, and we haven't even seen Arch Manning really in college.
So
like
they
that.
didn't want Shedeur Sanders because of the Sanders name.
I think they want Arch Manning. I believe that.
Okay, so Arch doesn't come out. The Saints get the first pick in a draft. I'm guessing they would probably go Drew Aller because
they have to. They have to go Drew Aller.
He has the size, the arm,
right.
everything. But if they went Nussmeier, I would lose it if they went Nussmeier.
Hey, but you know what else? I'll say this though. If they really want Arch Manning, I would consider trading down. I know I'm gonna say XU Wallen, because I mean obviously you don't want to take for 2 years straight and then Arch Manning, oh God. But Caleb Downs is gonna be there next year too. And whoever gets Caleb Downs is gonna get a good player, a really good player.
Yeah, Downs is a stud, but I mean, at the end of the day, he's a safety. He can only make so much.
That's crazy. That's crazy. We're talking the NFL draft is currently happening right now, and you're moving on to the following year of next year's draft, man. You don't even have faith in your damn team.
I know what would make C happy next year. Another lineman.
Oh no, we good at line now. I honestly believe the Saints have one of the best offensive lines for real. I'm not joking.
No, they have a good line. I think that's the strongest core of their team.
Right, I agree.
Yeah,
and which could benefit them. Maybe that's why Keo sees more wins than I do, because their offensive line will be tough. But man, everything else, God,
man, I'm obviously a Texas Longhorns fan. Love Arch. I'm excited about next year. I hope he goes anywhere but New Orleans.
Man, you a hater, bro. Okay, so I'm
Well,
gonna do this. Saints over under 5 wins. Me and box office say under. I'm writing this down.
100%.
And X under, and you saying over, right, Kia?
right.
All right. Cowboys, give us a number, Kia.
Over 9.
No, I'm saying, give me a number. Like, how many games you think that they're gonna win?
Over 9.
Okay, so 9. Let's put the number at 9. You say over. What you think, box office?
For the Cowboys,
9 or over or under?
under.
Box office
Remember,
said-
remember, I was one of those people that said the Cowboys were not going to make the playoffs, and they didn't. And what did the Cowboys do that makes me change my mind there? Nothing. Like Dak is still Dak to me. He's the Black Kirk Cousins. I always say like it's nothing special there. I just don't understand what is going to change with Dallas.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under
I'm going to
as
say they
well.
go 8-9.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under as well. All right, you're a Colts fan. Give it to us. What's the number? What's the magic
So
number?
they were 8-9 last year. So I'm going to say 8.5 is the over under.
Okay, 8.5. Where you going? Over or under that?
I love I want Richardson to get better. I unfortunately do not think he will. I think that the Colts go 8-9, so I'll say under. And then the Colts are in the quarterback sweepstakes next year as well.
Okay, what you saying, Keo?
I'm going under.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna go over. I am, and I wasn't high on them, but I like what they're doing. They're building a team. Richardson's not the greatest, but he can run. He can at least do that. He can do that, and I like that 1-2 punch at running back. Their skill positions are coming together, and the division that they're in. That's what I'll say. Will Jacksonville finally take that next step, which I've been saying they should have took the last 2 or 3 years? They should. Hopefully they do. Tennessee's gonna take some time. Cam
Right.
Ward,
For
I
sure.
love Cam Ward.
For
My
sure.
favorite, one of my favorite players in the draft, but it's gonna take some time.
For sure.
And Houston's gonna be right there in the thick
They're
of
going to
things.
win the division.
Right. So, but I think the Colts will be right there with them. I'll say 9 wins for the Colts.
Okay. It all comes down to Richardson. Does he get better or not, bro? This is his last chance. He
I
has to
changed
get
my
better.
mind. I'm going over. I changed my mind. I'm going over. I'm going over. I got over for the Colts.
Y'all are more optimistic about my team.
I like the free agency acquisitions that they took with with their 2 defensive backs, which was much needed. With Cam Bynum, and they got the cornerback from the Niners, which was what they needed. Oh, Travarius Ward, that's who it was that they picked up. And
That
then they
safety Cam Bynum is nice.
and Michael Pittman, he gets more time for himself because they drafted Tyler Warren. To some people, that's one of the best, because they said he's going to be one of the top tight ends in the league. So I think that's good for the Colts. I'm just not too confident of their number 2 wide receiver that they got down there, whoever that is.
You know, I think Alec Pierce played well last year for y'all too.
He did. He led the team in receiving yards. Now it did help that Pittman missed a couple games, but he led the team in receiving yards.
Yeah,
And I,
so
like I said, I think Adonai Mitchell is better than he produced. It's just literally he didn't have a quarterback.
Right. If your boy takes his next step, Richardson, then y'all will be fine. Y'all could
I
win the
agree.
division.
It's all up to him, bro.
Yep, y'all built it. Now he just has to come through and make it happen now.
Yeah.
Man.
And I'll know immediately the first game of the year, bro. All I gotta see is the first half, I can tell, bro. Did he improve or not?
But
I
that's
will
a
I will let y'all know week 1 at halftime whether he's improved or not.
man.
Let
So
me
how
ask y'all
y'all?
this. Let me ask y'all this. Who's the next quarterback coming off the board, y'all think?
Will Howard,
It's got to be him or
Kyle
Kyle
McCord.
McCord. Yeah.
Yeah, McCord.
Who's picking soon? Tennessee's neither one of them is gonna pick they just took Kyle McCord's tight end, the Chargers. Um I say it's
Yeah,
Kyle McCord next.
I'm trying to look at the who got what. Let's see. The Browns are done.
Well, they can't have any more
No, they
quarterbacks.
done. Yeah, no, they done. All
That's
right
actually
now. All right now.
I actually think this player's solid based
Yeah,
off what
Rodney
I'm seeing.
Gadsden, his dad was cool too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Will Howard. Shoot, let me say this. Your coach should consider Will Howard. They should consider it. They
I
should consider it.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that because you're wasting a 5th round pick and it's okay. Like it's
Right,
low
right,
risk, high reward potential.
right. I would. To me, he has leadership qualities. He won in college, and like now, Richardson has to pick it up.
Yeah,
He has to pick it up with Will Howard there. Will Howard, bro, with the roster y'all have, he can make some things happen.
I agree. I like the scrappiness. I watched them even at Kansas State because they played Texas every
Right.
year in the Big 12. Um, and then we all watched them last year. I'm
Y'all got
okay.
my. Oh, bro, this is like the worst draft ever because I gotta sit here. This fool got Tyler Warren. He got DJ Gibbs, who I love, bro. And I'm just sitting there. And the Saints drafted all Texas players.
I love it.
Bro, this is crazy, bro. This is so we're the Texas Cardinals because we draft Louisville players and Texas players.
Yeah. There actually hasn't been many LSU players.
We got a few out there that got
Will
drafted.
Campbell, Mason Taylor,
Emory Jones.
Emory Jones. Yeah.
The Bucks. I mean the Broncos drafted Savion Jones.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
yeah, there was a few.
I think
Zion
another. I
Alexander's gonna
think
be
a
good
team that
too.
should consider doing a quarterback here like Will Howard or Kyle McCord is Miami.
Yeah, the Jets need to consider him too.
Yep, that's a good point. They're both kind of in the same situation.
I like Will Howard though. I'm not gonna lie. I think Will Howard. I'm not saying he's a day one starter, but I think if you put a team around him that's really talented around Will Howard could stop him from falling apart. Like
Agreed.
he can be a Trent Dilfer to a really good squad, in my opinion.
I'm cool with that.
I just think that he's not gonna be the guy that you don't have to have the weapons around you. He's just gonna make everybody better around him. No, he's gonna get the people the ball that needs to get the ball, like your Tyler Warrens, like your Adnan Mitchells. He's gonna make them better, Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
But I like Will Howard. So besides, I got the Saints as the biggest loser. Who's y'all biggest loser?
Mm, honestly, the Jets, I don't think they did anything.
Wow. I think the Jets, they got some good picks.
I don't know.
They,
Nothing special there, in my opinion. Mason Taylor was solid to pick, but I just don't like the situation he's going into.
right. Arian
Um,
Smith showed flashes, but inconsistency as well.
Another loser to me is Miami because I feel like they didn't do anything that makes me think, wow, they got a lot better.
Okay.
I like the Chargers draft because even though I'm not a Mario Hampton guy, he does fit well. I like Trey Harris, Kyle Kennard. I like what the Chargers did.
Okay. What you thinking, Kia? Who you think's the biggest loser?
The biggest loser is the Pittsburgh Steelers. To me, I feel like they didn't really address any issues that they needed to, especially at the uh, the quarterback position. I feel like they did not address that. Um, yeah, I got them. I got them as my biggest losers
Is there
in the.
is there anything that could turn around your perspective as far as loser or winner on like when there's what we're in the fifth round still? Can anything change to change your mind that the Steelers are not the biggest loser or the Miami Dolphins or the Saints are the biggest loser? Can anything change your mind from now until the end of the draft? Like let's say if
Yeah,
Miami drafted Will Howard or Kyle
yeah,
McCord.
yeah. It can change. It possibly can change.
What you think, box office?
No. I do think Pittsburgh should pick up a comic quarter Will Howard, but I still feel like they don't. We really don't know what their future is at quarterback.
Right, right. Yeah, there's nothing. Bro, there's nothing New Orleans can do that's gonna change my mind right now. Because I just feel like what's crazy is I like their first pick a lot. Even though I gave you a hard time about Banks, I understood when you were like Banks Campbell,
Yeah,
1, 2. I know Membu went before him, but I'm just saying 1, 2, 3, whatever you want to say. And Bronson, I'm not against 100% the third round. I'm okay with that. But, bro, that second round pick, it's like, what? Like, dog, what? I can't even like, I feel like I think there's still some quarterbacks on the board right now that should have went before him. So, like,
I
I just can't fathom that.
I agree. I agree.
That's what's killing me about the Saints. The, the Saints dropped the
Yeah.
ball tonight. I'm gonna tell you though. I'm gonna tell you. And I'm gonna let y'all, rebuttal what I'm about to say. I think this team had a good draft, but Keo, you know where I'm going with this because me and you talked about it off air. I think their draft is good, but I don't like one of their fits, and that's Jackson Dart to the New York Giants. I don't
No,
love that.
I mean I didn't like Dart to begin with. Now I definitely don't like the fit.
Yeah, I just think that Dart for me, had he gone to a Saints, a smaller market, it could have worked out maybe. But I feel New York, hell no.
The only thing is Dayball did turn Josh Allen around.
Okay, but when I look at Jackson Dart, I see a lot of Daniel Jones in Jackson Dart.
Me too. Me
So
too.
like my thing is like, see, like Daniel Jones, had he went to a smaller market, I think he could have developed into something. Maybe.
Right.
I'm not. But going to New York, bro, you got to be out the gate with it really good.
Yeah.
So I just look at, I said to myself, man, Jackson Dart, man, those mistakes that you made at Ole Miss can't happen in New York like that. And the division is so brutal. The Eagles got richer in this draft. I can't believe they got John Campbell. That's ridiculous.
Great fit. Great fit.
And then the Commanders are just continually making their team better. I just I don't love Jackson Dart. The good thing is they don't have to play Jackson Dart this year. So, but their defense should be nasty.
Yeah.
So, do you think, based on all the quarterbacks that's drafted, I know you like Shador going in as the number one quarterback, but do you think he'll be the most successful in the NFL based on where he got drafted?
Um, I actually do.
Okay.
I think Cleveland needs a quarterback, obviously. I think Watson is done there. He's not going to play next year. I think after this year they're going to cut him and they'll just deal with the money that they have to pay the rest of the way. And I know Cleveland's failed every quarterback they've ever had, really. But I think that they're going to be patient with Shadur. And I think that's going to help them because they're just going to there's not much else the Browns can do. So they're just gonna sit there and they're gonna give him time, and I think he's gonna end up being better than Cam Ward. Like I thought,
Wow.
and that, like I said,
Wow.
he's more accurate. What I don't like about Cam Ward, he sometimes just gets lazy and bored out there, and that scares me a little bit. I like Shadur's accuracy. I do. Now, do I think he's gonna be a Hall of Famer? No, but I think he could win you a couple playoff games.
Okay. So you think, I know you don't believe that Donovan McNabb's Hall of Famer, so you think like a Donovan McNabb type career?
Yes, I don't know if he can get to the Super Bowl like McNabb did, but I do think, like, kind of like the career Baker's having right now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he's a good player. He can get you to the playoffs. He can win you a playoff game, but do I think he can win you a Super Bowl? I don't.
Okay.
Or Jared Goff career, something like that.
Okay. What you think is
Well,
Cam Ward the best quarterback and going to have the best career based on what we see so far?
yeah, Cam Ward's clearly going to be the best quarterback in this draft class. I don't think it's going to be close because I think he's going to touch the field first than anybody. So he's gonna go through his rookie uh struggles and then he's gonna learn from it also. I think he's gonna stuff the stats though, like from running the ball, from passing the ball also. He got some weapons aligned there with him already also. He has a running back that could catch from the backfield too. So I think Cam Ward is in a perfect position right now. As far as Shador, I don't know what type of NFL career he's going to have, especially being a fifth round draft pick. I mean, he might be a clipboard quarterback if all I know. And then you dealing with the quarterback room in there also. I don't know, especially the way things panned out right now. I don't know what type of opportunity he's gonna get. He might get sabotaged in Cleveland. They might just draft him to say, okay, we drafted you, so there ain't no damn collusion in the NFL because we already drafted you already. So I don't know what type of opportunity he's gonna get, especially how big that Cleveland quarterback room is right now. He might get cut. One quarterback got to get cut. You still got Dylan Gabriel in there. You still got Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco. Like, I don't
Can he
know
pick
what
it?
type of opportunity he's gonna get. I don't know how soon the guy is gonna play. So that he's gonna have a tough hill to climb, man. It's gonna be a huge struggle for him, and he's gonna have to work his ass off to get an opportunity, and he only has one opportunity, man. So he's gonna need to take advantage of this because right now they saying that they basically sent that message to him, especially being a fifth round draft pick. So I think he's gonna have it the toughest out of any other quarterback out there right now. But
Okay.
I like Cam
Okay.
Ward as the best quarterback and the most successful.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask you this. Day one. Day one. Not Broncos. Browns opening day starter is Watson's out for the year. So we know it's not Watson. Who they starting game one?
I
You
say
got
Joe
say,
Flacco.
I say Flacco's a starter because he already knows that offense. He won a playoff game there. So I think that they're going to roll with him just because he's ahead of them in terms of the playbook and everything for now. I say Shador will start after like week 5.
So you think Dylan Gabriel just got drafted before him but won't play before him?
Right.
No, Gabriel's going to start before him.
Hey,
Make
bro,
no sense. Makes no sense. You draft a quarterback way ahead of Shador, which is a 5th rounder, and then
I do agree that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
The Lions just got Miles Frazier, the LSU guard.
Yep. I don't know. Like, I just feel like they should go Shador out the gate. I'm not saying he was going to happen, but I think Shador should be the day one starter
man.
over there.
Of course, you love that underdog story. You're rooting for that right now, man. I'm pretty sure everybody is right now.
All right, but listen,
everybody in the United States right now, especially what happened to us as being a 5th round draft pick, collusion, race, whatever narrative these idiots want to use. Whatever narrative these idiots out there want to use, they are rooting for him right now. I'm hearing people saying I'm rooting for Shador Sanders this NFL season, no matter who drafts his ass.
So I wasn't on here. When y'all were talking about that. What do y'all think actually happened, or why he dropped, or whatever? I want to hear y'all's thoughts.
You want me to go? You want to go, Kia? Go ahead.
I think it obviously it doesn't have to do nothing with race, because if you look at the two overall draft picks in the NFL has been black quarterbacks, Cam Ward, Caleb Williams. You look at 80% of these players that's been drafted have been black also. I think it has to do more with Deion being his dad. And I think about, his process going into the draft. Hear about how he bombed on the interviews, how he's seems uninterested, how he was unprofessional about certain things. I think it has to do with that, and also his dad. I think those two things played a big difference for NFL teams, and I don't think NFL teams didn't want to deal with that baggage dealing with him and with Deion. I don't think that it was worth the headache for them, and that's the reason why.
Yeah. I'm just looking at something real quick, y'all. Hold on. All right. Yeah. All right. So I think it was about his dad. Ultimately, that's what it came down to. I know you probably heard the story about how Deion started coaching. Did you hear the story? Why he started coaching football?
No. Well, okay, I think it was to help kids out, right?
Okay, so he went to Shador and Shiloh Pop Warner practice. Pop Warner. And he was sitting down watching the practice and got up and went, no, don't do it like this, do it like this. He told Al, granted, me and you could be the coach over there. And he kind of like just waved off what we were trying to do and said, let's do it this way. Then he went back and sat down. Then he got back up again and went correct something. He said by the end of practice, he was running the entire thing and was like, I should be doing this, not leaving it up to those guys. I think that's a concern for coaches. I truly believe that, because whoever was coaching that Pop Warner team at the time, like, come on, man, like, no, we're not. You, of course, we're going to take your advice. I'm going to take your advice. You're Deion Sanders, for sure. But in the NFL, there's a lot of egos, right? And if Shador doesn't pan out and Prime says, it's not my son, it's the coaching. The coaching is bad. And you're a young coach like a Kellen Moore, who's never been a head coach. The media and the public might say to themselves, Deion's right. It ain't Shador. It's you as a coach. And guess what happens? You get fired. That's why I all along thought Mike Tomlin, Pete Carroll, the Raiders or the Steelers should draft him. They've won without him. You got a guy like Tom Brady with the Raiders organization. Deion can say whatever he wants. You're not going to argue with Tom Brady. You can't argue with Tom Brady when it comes to what we see. So I just think that teams were scared a little bit as far as that's concerned. coaches especially were like, look, we don't want Dion to ridicule us and then we end up losing our job because Dion says this. And then who's to say Dion doesn't want to coach his son? Because that's the person that's coached Shadeur's entire career since Pop Warner. High school Dion coached. College Dion coached. So all he knows is Shador. Shador knows is Dion. Now he has to listen to another man. I just think that scared him off a little bit. And of course, the cockiness and arrogance, which I have no issue with because a lot of athletes are believing themselves like that. It ain't like this is a first time thing. Dion was like that. T.O. was like that. I mean, there's a lot of people we can name. Josh Rosen went 7, I believe. He was very cocky. People saying Aaron Rodgers went 20-something, very cocky. Baker Mayfield, Johnny Manziel, people are cocky. They believe in their talent. I have no issue with that. My issue, is, I believe, was Dion.
Interesting.
And I'm not saying it's fair to Shador. I'm not saying it's fair to Shador. I'm saying that's what I believe. That's just what I believe. I could be completely wrong about that, but that's what I believe. Teams like Kellen Moore and them were like the Saints and other young coaches were scared off by that. Dable wasn't. Dable was on the hot seat right now.
But like I said to you earlier, if that's the case, then their asses shouldn't be a head coach in the beginning. If they're scared, well,
Hey, I understand what you're saying.
one of your roles and responsibility as a head coach is you controlling everything, taking a stand. You're the guy in charge, not somebody that's not on the team, especially a parent of the athlete. I just think that those coaches, they should be ashamed of themselves if they're scared of Deion Sanders.
I'm a little surprised Dallas did not grab him.
Right. I thought Dallas had a shot too.
In like the 4th, 5th round. I mean, Jerry and Deion love each other. They seem to have a good connection. Eventually, you got to move on from Dak. Eventually.
Not now, though.
Yeah, but I mean, put Sanders as the backup at least for a year, and then reevaluate. So I was actually kind of surprised Dallas did not, because if I was Deion Sanders, I would have called Jerry and be like, "What's up? Like, why not?" So I don't know.
You want me to tell you why not? You ready to hear this? I know you're gonna be like, "Oh, don't start your nonsense right now," because there's a guy by the name of Joe Milton. Oh my God!
Yeah, who couldn't beat out the job against Drake May? Right?
Hey! He was an asset. They got to trade him. Trade him.
Maybe he didn't win because he was black. I don't know.
Bro, stop, bro.
And that thing's got to stop. The league is racist. The first overall pick was a black quarterback. Last year's first overall pick was a black quarterback. Jalen Milroe went before him.
But I'm gonna say this back to this real quick. I'm looking at the Browns starting quarterback. I know y'all box office said Flacco. You say Dylan Gabriel's going to be the day one starter?
No, I said he should be. He should start over Shador Sanders.
No, but who's going to be opening weekend for the Browns? Who's going to be their day one starter this year?
It's going to be him, Joe Flacco, or Kenny Pickett. One of those
obviously,
two.
But who is it?
Pick Flacco. I think Flacco.
Okay.
I like the Bills' 3rd round pick, Landon Jackson from Arkansas.
Yeah. Oh man, bro, y'all think they're gonna have all 4 of these guys active though?
Somebody's getting cut.
Yeah.
Why would you cut?
I think Pickett's gonna get cut.
Okay, well, if Pickett gets cut, then that makes sense.
I mean, 5th round picks be getting cut too. So
man, they cut Shador, that would be great, bro. What?
Right? If they cut Shador, that would be nuts,
bro. I think they should start
That would
Shador
be
day one.
crazy.
I do.
What'd you say?
I would start Shador day one, bro. The Browns not
Of
winning
course
nothing,
you
bro.
would. Of course you
They're
would
not
want
winning
want to
anything. It don't
start
matter if
them.
Joe Flacco's the guy. He's 40
So
years
what's
old.
wrong? So what's wrong starting Dylan Gabriel, a proven quarterback who's been against
Bro, Dylan Gabriel
tough
should have got drafted
competition?
before Shador.
Dylan
He shouldn't have
Gabriel, who
got
was
drafted. He
against
should have got drafted.
Dylan Gabriel, who went against tough competition in the SEC and the Big 12. Why not?
Bro, he should
You
have
just
got
like
drafted
that. You
before
just like
Shador.
that underdog story, and you feel bad for that
Let me ask you
idiot.
this.
Well,
Hold on,
Dylan Gabriel never played in the SEC. When he played for Oklahoma, they were in the Big 12.
Right. I was about to say
But,
that.
but that's fine. The Big 10 is just
I
right
mean,
there.
Big Ten. My bad.
It's
Okay.
still right there.
Here's my thing. I'm gonna have to pull it up, but I could have sworn you didn't have Dylan Gabriel in your top 5 as quarterbacks coming into the draft.
Yeah, but he was mentioned.
Oh,
He was
don't do
mentioned as a
that. Don't do
sleeper.
that. Hey,
Yeah, it
I'm
was.
just
I had
see
Kyle
one thing about
McCord
me
in there.
is
Dylan.
I don't. Hey, one thing about me is I'm not gonna move the goalposts on this. I'm gonna say I had Shador ranked as the second best quarterback in this draft. I think he should be the day one starter. Dylan Gabriel was not better than Shador.
No, but it doesn't make sense though. If you drafting somebody like
No, the
Dylan Gabriel
Browns
ahead,
drafted, not me. The Browns drafted, not me. I
if
think
that's the case,
Shador's gonna
then
go to
why
camp and outplay him.
what okay what round did Dylan Gabriel get drafted? The third round, second round?
Third.
Then you should have just drafted Shador in the third round
I
and drafted
agree.
Dylan Gabriel in the
I
fifth round.
agree. Look,
That don't
I
make no
said
sense.
that. My flip.
Going backwards, man.
Hey, I love Twitter, bro. All they do on Twitter is troll because Dylan Gabriel transferred so many times. This tweet says Dylan Gabriel has entered the transfer portal after Sanders got drafted there.
Yeah, bro. No, I would. I would start Shador, man. I would. I gotta see,
I would
man.
start
And maybe you
Gabriel
wanna,
over him.
maybe you wanna wait a little while, but yeah, Gabriel. I don't think he's ever gonna start a game for the Cleveland Browns.
It says Trump is
Nah, he's gonna
negotiating.
start.
It says Trump is negotiating with Ukraine to send off Shador Sanders.
Bro.
I love Twitter, bro. All they do is troll, bro. Somebody wrote Deshaun Watson is the perfect mentor for Shador.
Come on, man. Shador's gonna be the starter for the future for the Browns. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, in 5 years.
You know what's crazy, bro? Dion,
Yeah.
they're pulling up
3 years.
They're pulling up an old Dion tweet from 2018. He said, "If I'm a young quarterback, ain't no way I'm going to Cleveland. I would pull a Eli Manning to the Browns, and look where his son ended up."
Yup. Man. Gil, you like, bro, you all over the place, man.
He'll just
Right,
be
what?
saying stuff, bro.
5
What?
years?
Just because
Do I gotta wait 5 years to be the starter?
a 5th round draft pick, man. I'm just thinking about a 5th round draft pick. That's all I'm thinking about right now. That's all I'm thinking about. I don't know. He might get cut. All I know. They don't care if it's Deion Sanders' son. Obviously, they didn't care if it was his son during the NFL draft. So what makes them care about it now? Deion Sanders ain't the damn coach. He don't make any of the decisions. The Cleveland Browns, the coaching staff, and that ownership makes all the decisions and who stays, who should be the starter. And I think it's going to be tough for Shador to get an opportunity. I'm calling it now. I don't think Shador Sanders steps on the field this upcoming 2020-25 season. I don't think he does at all.
No, I think he will.
He'll play an exhibition game. He'll play an exhibition game, but as a preseason game. But as far as stepping on the field, I don't see it happening at all.
So
Sanders
who gets cut out of the 3 quarterbacks, Kia? I know box office said Pickett. Who gets cut?
Shador Sanders.
Bro, imagine he gets cut, bro, and he actually never ends up playing a down in the NFL.
No, that's wrong.
That would be sad. That'd be
That's
sad.
wrong. It's like we a call a spade a spade. Like I'm not a Shador guy. I keep saying that, but that's wrong. It's wrong in the sense of you can't tell me that he's not better than some of these quarterbacks that's in the league, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's wrong. It's wrong, bro. He's 23 years old.
Shadur, I'm not counting Derek Carr because he's hurt. Shadur is better than any Saints quarterback.
You know what? As much as I like Spencer Rattler, I'm not mad at that. I'm
Yeah.
not. I call a spade, bro. I'm not mad at that. I can make a case. I'm not gonna say make a case. I like Shador more than Anthony Richardson.
I don't know,
I'm
man.
not
I don't
wrong.
know.
I'm not mad about that.
So like I just
Well,
don't understand, bruh. That's crazy. Crazy. Shador's gonna start a game this year though, Keo. You have to stop, bro.
he ain't starting the game. He'll start a game. He's gonna step on the field on a new team. If I had to bet, I think Shador Sanders will be the quarterback that gets cut.
Okay.
Especially being a fifth round draft pick, man. He'll
I, I,
probably
I think I think it's safe to say that whoever wins offensive and defensive rookie of the year has already been drafted. Who's your front runner for offensive and defensive rookie of the year right now?
Ooh, that's a good one. Defensive, definitely Abdul Carter, because I think putting him next to Dexter Lawrence, I think is nasty. Offensive, I actually really really like Matthew Golden to Green Bay.
um offensive rookie of the year. I'm going with Cam Ward, man, for offensive rookie of the year. They're not going to win games, but he's going to stuff the stat sheet, man. You look at quarterbacks in the past, they've done the team done bad, but them individually, they have put up, good and great numbers. So I think he's going to throw the ball a lot. He's going to turn the ball over. But I like Cam Ward.
He has to make the playoffs to win offensive rookie of the year
Wow,
because
playoff.
he's a quarterback.
I think if he gets to 7 wins and they're competitive in a lot of those games, I think he can win it. Who else? Who you
Deep
think's going defensive, Kia?
Michael Williams from the Niners, edge rusher from the Niners, man. I like what the Niners did. They drafted 4 defensive players with their first 4 picks. I think Williams. I thought they were going to go with Walker from Georgia, but Williams. I think he's a pass rusher that fits what the Niners trying to run with that defense, man. I like Williams, man.
I'm
You
shocked
know.
he went ahead of Walker.
You shocked what? I'm sorry.
Williams went before Walker.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too for sure. I agree with Keo. I think Cam Ward's gonna win offensive rookie of the year. I think the guy that could creep into it surprisingly somewhat, maybe to some people, is T Mac. I think T Mac could win it as well. I like him a lot. I think as far as just having an opportunity, I think he could turn into be the #1 receiver in Carolina, surprisingly. Um, and then defensively, I think Jalen Walker's gonna win the defensive rookie of the year, but I like Shamar Stewart a lot. I think that's probably my 2 guys. I think
What?
that are gonna win it.
All right. Who's the bust? Who you got as a bust?
I don't count Shador. If you say Shador, that's not a 5th round. You can't call a bust.
Dart. Tyler Shuck, even though he's
Yes,
second round.
if you want to go
Second.
2nd round, for sure,
Yeah.
A bust in the 1st round. Somebody I think is not gonna.
I'm
Uh,
opposite. I'm opposite. I don't like Shamar Stewart. I'm gonna say Shamar Stewart.
okay, that's fair. That's fair. And I know you've been on that. I agree with him on Jackson Dart, but I'll go a different direction just because. Let me see. I'm just trying to see. I'm torn because I want to stick to my conviction, but then I also want to just say he's in a great situation. But I'll go with it. I'll say Omari and Hampton.
I like the scheme.
Wow.
I like the fit though. Like if
I do. I like the fit because Harbaugh typically knows what he's doing. But I think we're gonna look back. You're gonna be like, man, he wasn't the guy that we thought he was gonna be. Because I don't like Najee Harris neither. So
yeah.
I feel like they're gonna be better running backs definitely behind Amari and Hampton that was in this draft. And you're gonna look back and be like, well, why we didn't draft them over him?
Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna go through all 32 first picks. Y'all, I'm gonna name the name. Y'all tell me one word to predict his NFL future. How about that? One or two words.
Okay.
All right, Cam Ward.
The first word that came to mind for me was special.
So you think he's gonna be a top five play? Top
I
five
think
player?
he'll be a top 10. He'll be like Dak for sure. The worst Dak Prescott.
Well, I got 2 words: Pro Bowl.
Okay, my word is solid.
Okay.
So not never gonna live up to the first overall pick, but he'll be solid. Travis Hunter.
I love the place. So I'm gonna say ooh. I'm gonna say unicorn. He'll play both ways and he'll be good.
Okay.
I'll say electric. I think he's
I
gonna
like
be
that word. That's good.
exciting to
That's a good
watch
word.
on both sides of the field.
I'll say good, but not great.
Okay.
Good player, but not great. All right, Abdul Carter.
I'll say he'll be solid.
Keo.
Bust.
Wow. I don't see bust. I think like he can be like really good, but not like a bust. I mean, be average, but not a bust.
I'm gonna say
Well,
special.
well, the same thing you said about Dart, where it's the brights may be too light, too bright for him. That's how I feel about Carter.
I'm gonna say special. I love the fit. I love Dexter Lawrence next to him. I liked him in college. I think he's gonna be special. All right, Will Campbell.
He'll be really good. I'll be out my 2 words. He'll be there
Keo.
for a long time for the Patriots. 10 years starter.
I'll, yeah, longevity.
Man, you got some good words with you, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna say good, not great. Long-term starter. Mason Graham. I'll say great player.
He's next to Miles Garrett. God damn, if you can't do it against Miles Garrett next to you. I'm gonna say
I'll
good
say
player. Good. I'm gonna say good. I'm not gonna say great.
I'll say great.
I'm gonna I'm gonna say average.
Wow. Okay, Ashton Genty.
Good. Not Hall of Fame.
Keo.
Fantasy football. That's what I'm gonna think of him. Austin Genty.
I'm gonna say stud.
Okay.
I see a stud. I like Genty. I thought he should have won the Heisman. Armand Membu.
For me, indecisive. I'm like, I think he could be the bust. I do. I'm not saying he will be, but I'll say indecisive. I'm gonna say I'll do it because just for the argument's sake, I'll say the bust.
Keo,
I'm gonna say overrated. I thought he was drafted too high.
bust is my word. I'm not sold on him. All right, Tet McMillan.
Exceed expectation.
Um, uh, PPR machine.
Wow.
Ted
My,
Ted McMillan.
I'm the opposite, underachiever.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not sold on that, but on him. Kelvin Banks.
Longevity. I like what Keo said. Longevity.
Elite. I think he's
Wow.
gonna be elite tackle.
I'm gonna say longevity as well. He'll be a long-term starter in the NFL. Colston Loveland.
Really good. I think he'll be a better pro than he was a college player.
Okay.
Underrated.
Okay. I'm gonna say stud. I'm gonna say stud.
I
Um,
love the fit too. I want to say that.
I do like the fit. Mikael Williams.
Bust.
I'm gonna say a disruptor.
I'm gonna say average. Ups and downs.
He'll be like Chase Young to me.
Yes, I'm kind of like that. You'll see some potential, not consistent. All right, Tyler Booker.
He'll be average.
Yo,
I'm gonna say traditional. He's gonna be one of the next guys up when you think of Cowboys' great offensive tackles.
wow. I'll say Pro Bowler.
Okay.
He'll be a good player. Kenneth Grant.
Average.
Wow.
Decent. He'll be a
I'm gonna
decent
say,
player.
I'm gonna say longevity. I think he'll be in the league for a long time. Tyler Warren.
I love the fit. What hurts him is the quarterback position right now for me. Oh, I'll say as of today, I have to go with Anthony Richardson being there. I'll say really good though. I could go even higher if I had a better quarterback.
Dallas Clark.
I like that.
I was gonna say the same thing. He's Dallas Clark number 2 to me. I'm gonna say a really good career, borderline Hall of Fame, borderline. Jelon Walker.
Great.
Yeah, great. I'm gonna go great also.
I'm gonna say a stud. Yeah. All right, Walter Nolan.
Good. Really good. Good. I'll say good. I'm not gonna say really good. Good. He'll be a good player in the league.
A mystery. I'm not sure what I'm gonna get from him.
I'm gonna say inconsistent,
Okay.
where you see ups and downs. Shamar Stewart.
Oh, star. Star.
Wow.
Is it sacks? That's what I think of. Sacks.
Big contract for his next one.
I'm gonna say bust. I'm not
What?
Gray Zabel.
Oh, I like this kid a lot. I'm gonna say stud.
Hmm.
The more I watch him, the more I like him.
Sleeper.
Uh, Pro Bowler. By the way, the Eagles just picked up Kyle McCord. All right, next pick, Emeka Ibuka.
I'm confused. I think that's why I am confused. I'll say late bloomer. That's my word.
Okay.
I'm gonna say wide receiver U.
Don't
That's
do
what I
that.
think
Don't do
of.
that. Don't do that.
I think he's gonna be like one of those good Ohio State wide receivers like we normally see coming out of Ohio State. I think he's gonna be one of those.
I think he's going to be a good wide receiver in the NFL, not great. I think he's going to be basically, I'm trying to think, he's going to be like Devontae Smith kind of career where he's a good player, but not elite.
I just didn't understand the pick. I feel like they have too many. I mean,
I agree. I thought it was unnecessary for them, but
right.
I think he'll be good long term. Jade Barron.
I love where he went.
Right.
I love where he went. He don't have to be the number one corner over there, and he can play out the slot. So I'm gonna say really good.
Okay. Keo.
I'm gonna say hard hitter. I think he's gonna lay the hammer down on a lot of people.
I'm going to say a good player, long term good player. And I love the fit. All right. Derek Harmon.
Rest in peace to his mom. His mom passed away right when after he got drafted. I don't know if y'all knew that. Solid. I'll say a solid player.
Baller. I'm gonna say he's gonna ball. He's gonna ball with this team.
Derek Carmen, average. All right, Omarion Hampton. I know we talked about him a little bit.
Underachiever.
I'm gonna say home run hitter.
I'm gonna say overachiever just because of the fit.
Okay.
Matthew Golden.
Hey, I love Matthew Golden. That's a lot of wide receivers over there. I'm gonna say I like John. I'm gonna go big time. I'll just go big time. He'll make big time plays for the Packers.
I think he's gonna be a stud. I think he's gonna be a good NFL wide receiver.
Okay. What you think, Keo?
First down. I think he's gonna be catching a lot of first down passes.
Okay. Donovan Jackson, Minnesota.
Solid. What you got, Keo?
I'm gonna say unique.
I'm gonna say solid. I'm with X here. All right, Jackson Dart.
Oh, bust. Not gonna work out. Best at best, maybe a late bloomer, but no bust. The way he's at.
I'm gonna say gunslinger.
Wow. So you think he works out? Yeah, my word is bust. I was never sold on him. I don't like the fit. Bust. James Pierce.
Oh, I don't want to say just the same words. I'm gonna say disruptor. I use disruptor.
I'm gonna say bust. I actually don't think he works out.
I'm gonna say average.
Okay. Malachi Starks.
Good. Good, solid, good player.
What do you think, Hugh?
I'm gonna say great. He'll be a great player.
I'm gonna say good player, good fit.
Yeah, it's a great fit.
Yeah. Tyleek Williams to Detroit.
Oh, solid, solid. He won't be the man over there, but he'll be solid.
Okay.
I'm gonna say develop. He got a lot to develop in this game.
I'm gonna say average. I don't see special. I say average. Josh Connerly.
Oh, better than expected. So underrated. I'll say underrated. He'll be pretty good.
Keo.
I'm gonna say really good.
I'm gonna say injury prone. I don't like that he was beat up in college, and I just don't like that.
That's why I said better than expected because that's why he dropped.
Maxwell Hairston.
I think he has a chance to be electric, like Keo said earlier. I do. I'll go electric.
Wow. I will go good corner in the NFL.
I'm gonna say ball hawk.
Wow. Okay. Jihad Campbell.
Consistency. I just heard somebody say that. I think he'll be consistent for the Eagles. Yeah.
I like that word for him. Consistent.
Talent. I'm gonna say talented.
Josh Simmons, last pick of the first round.
I think he'll be good. I think he'll be good for the Chiefs.
Okay.
If not for the injuries, he could have went a lot higher.
Yeah, I don't like the injuries, so I'm gonna say injury prone.
I'm gonna say health. He needs to stay healthy.
All right, I got a question for y'all since we went through the whole first round. Over, under again in the entire draft. All right, y'all ready for this? Over or under 3 Hall of Famers. And if you have over or under, tell me how many you have and who do you have as your front runners to be a Hall of Famer?
I'm looking at the draft a little closer. I'm gonna say Abdul Carter ends up a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
I have a feeling that Mason Graham will.
Wow. A Hall of Famer. God damn, that's really good.
I think Ashton Genty is a Hall of Famer.
Wow. That means that means elite in the NFL.
I'm gonna say just those 3.
So you got at 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Over or under 3 Hall of Famers, Keo?
I got it right at 3.
Okay, who's the 3 guys that you think are gonna be Hall of Famers?
Tyler Warren. I think he's in a great position. I'll be honest with you. I originally had him as a bust, but now the where he's at now, I have a different view on it. Um, I I like Michael Williams from the Niners,
Wow.
and I'm gonna go Cam Ward, man. Yeah, I got it right at three. That's what just stands out to me the most.
Okay. I do think Cam Ward has a shot at Hall of Famer. I think at worst he's Dak Prescott, but at best he can be a Hall of Famer. So I'm gonna say Cam Ward's one of mine for sure. Um, I'm trying to think. Oh, Jalen Walker is another one I think will end up being in the Hall of Fame. I think the Falcons are gonna be really good, bro. That's why I think James Pierce won't be a bust because I think the Falcons are gonna be really good. Um, but Jalen Walker, Cam Ward. Dang, I want to do it. Should I do it? Shamar Stewart. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Shamar Stewart, bro. Hey, I like that guy, man. I do.
Yeah,
Hey, it's hard for me to say Hall of Fame, but I do think he's gonna get like a max contract, a crazy contract, his second contract.
Steelers picked up Will Howard.
Good job, Steelers. That was a good pick. Good job, Steelers. Lord, my TV must be slow because you always get the answers right before me. Oh, and I think the number might be over. I think it might be four. I think one of the offensive linemen may end up being a Hall of Famer too.
I
Whether
could
it's
see,
Kelvin Banks, Will Campbell, one of those guys, I think may end up being a Hall of Famer. That's a lot of Hall of Famers in one class too. Will Howard, Will the Thrill, baby.
I like the fit.
That's Mr. Underrated right there. That's my Mr. Underrated pick right there. He might end up being a starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tom Brady? Oh my God. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. Uh. I'm just watching this real quick. Oh my God. Look at this guy, man. You want to talk about a stud quarterback, man. Look at this, bro. They got him in the 6th round, bro.
Yep.
They got a better quarterback in the 6th round than we got in the 2nd round, bro. It makes no sense. You can't make that up, bro. You cannot make that up. All right, I got my last question. I think probably okay. Best player. Okay, we already did this kind of, but being with the fifth now. Best quarterback. We'll go each position. Best quarterback in the draft.
Cam Ward.
I'm gonna stick with Shador Sanders.
I got Cam, but I think Will Howard is another good one though. All right, best. Ooh, the Saints got Devin Neal. Ooh, another one of my young studs. Oh, baby. The Saints trying to make me happy right now. It's not gonna work.
Devin Neal.
Yeah, you did just get happy.
I did. I ain't gonna. I like Devin Neal. Oh, all right. Best running back. I mean, I think we all gonna agree on that one.
Jenkins.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, Jenkins is the best running back in this draft, based on where he went. All right. Best wide receiver.
I like Matthew Golden. I think he's better than McMillan.
Yeah, I got Ted McMillan. That's the best wide receiver.
Dang, Matthew Golden was my favorite. I do like Jordan Love, But I'm gonna go Ted McMillan too. I like where he went.
Wow.
I think where he went, I think he could be the number one guy over there, and he could have a really good career. I like the fit.
I do think Ibuka is going to be a good player long term.
Yeah, but Ibuka's gonna be a late bloomer to me, so I can't go best. Best tight end. When it's all said and done, who's gonna be the best tight end from this class? I know Keel's going with. He just said Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
with
go with
Warren.
Warren,
I'm gonna go with Colston Loveland.
and I'm okay with that.
Caleb Williams, even though I'm not a big Caleb Williams guy, he's been like one of the most fortunate quarterbacks to come into the league with being the number one pick, because they really have tried to surround this guy with talent, bruh. They've tried. So another guy they bring in, Colston Loveland. I'll go Colston Loveland. All right, best offensive lineman when it's all said and done. I'm not going to just go guard or tackle center. I'm going to say any one of them. Who's going to be the best offensive lineman from this draft?
Calvin Banks from Texas.
Banks.
I think that's I'm going to go Will Campbell, though. And I'm not being biased, neither. I just like Will Campbell's attitude towards the sport and life itself. I just think that he's a dog. Oh. Okay, where we gonna go? We'll go D-line. D-lineman. Now you can have tackle or end.
Abdul Carter, edge rusher.
Oh, we can let's do edge first.
Carter.
We'll separate it.
Williams.
Wow.
Michael Williams.
I got Shamar Stewart. Y'all tripping, bro. All right. D tackle. Who y'all got? Who's the best D tackle, Keo?
I'm gonna go Mason Graham.
So you think Mason Graham turns out to be the best defensive tackle in this draft?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure, because I do like somebody else. I'm just trying to make sure I want to go down that road. Who do you think is the best defensive tackle? I know where you're going. You said Mason Graham already. Is a Hall of Famer? I'll go Mason Graham. I don't know how I feel about it, but I'll go Mason Graham. He's in a good situation. All right, best. My bad. All right, best. Y'all want to just go linebacker or middle, or y'all want to go middle and outside?
Just linebacker.
Okay, just linebacker. Best linebacker.
Jihad Campbell. I love the fit.
That's a good fit. Who you got, Keo?
I will go Campbell also.
I'm gonna go outside linebacker Jalen Walker. I know you can say he's an edge, but I'm gonna say he plays a lot of outside linebacker. I'm gonna go Jalen Walker. I think he's a Hall of Fame. I think Jalen Walker's gonna be really good. The Falcons just gotta get their quarterback situation under control. All right, best DB. Best DB.
Will Johnson.
Man, I don't know. I don't love the fit. That's my problem.
I actually like the fit. I don't like his injuries. I'd say Jahdae Barron could be. I don't know how much the Jags are going to use Travis Hunter. So I can't, Travis Hunter to me is a mystery.
Right.
Because of his usage. I will say, though, that Andrew Makuba for Philly is going to be very underrated.
Okay. I'll go. I'm gonna go Maxwell Hairston. I just think Buffalo is one of those teams that, when you win, you get more notoriety, and Buffalo might have a chance to win some things. And I think Maxwell Harrison, he's going to make some plays for him. I said electric when I mentioned him, so I'll go him. Even though I love Will Johnson, the injuries, they concern me. I don't love Arizona. Arizona just be tripping. Best safety.
Malachi Starks. I like the
Yep.
fit.
Malachi Starks.
Okay. I love the fit. That's what's throwing me off a little bit as far as who I want to say, because Malachi Starks went to like the greatest situation ever. But I'm going to stick with my guns. I'm going to say Nick Imamari. I think he ends up being better than Malachi Starks. Man, who y'all looking for? Who y'all think's the guy that can be a starter that hasn't been drafted yet that can end up being a starter here late in these rounds?
Oh.
I got somebody, me, so I want to hear what y'all got to say.
Let me take a look who's still hanging around.
Yeah, let me look also.
Not just make the team, but actually end up being somebody that you think could be really good.
I'm going to go corner from Penn State, Kobe King.
Okay.
If y'all remember, Kobe King was supposed to be like borderline first round. And then I want to say he kind of had some inconsistency this year and it brought him down. So I'm going to say, not the corner, sorry. He's like a linebacker. I'm going to go Kobe King.
What do you think, Keo?
I'm going with a cornerback also. Tommy Hill from the University of Nebraska.
Okay.
Yeah, he was ranked the top 15 cornerback in a lot of people's mock drafts. He plays multiple coverages, press coverage, man zone, where he could break up passes. Also, he's a great tackler. That's a guy that I could see could potentially be, a starter. Playing in the nickel dime packages also. So I like him.
Okay. I like Zion Alexander from LSU. I watched him at LSU. I
What?
think he still has to develop, but I think if you develop him, he could end up being a shutdown corner in the NFL. Somebody that you look at and say to yourself, like Richard Sherman, how he went late in the draft, later on in the draft, not the first round pick. I think that you can look back and say Zion may be one of those players that you really like. Like I've been saying all along, I know box office can maybe attest to this more than I can. If I get that Quinn Ewers that I saw prior to that, well, I'm gonna say if I can get Quinn Ewers Alabama game and before, I think he could be a starter in the NFL. If you don't get that guy, you get the guy that we saw this past year. I don't love Quinn Ewers, man, in those moments. But
I
if I get the guy
I
against Alabama,
Well, the Colts like Riley Leonard more because they just took him.
what?
in the words of one of my good friends, hey, I'm gonna let Keo say it.
What say what?
Whenever somebody says foe instead of fun.
What the fuck?
I mean, it's
Yeah, no,
okay.
like,
It's okay for a 6th round pick, whatever.
but you
I
see, this is
on
my thing. I look at Ronnie Leonard and I said to myself, like,
Nothing
he's not
special.
Anthony Richardson, but he's similar to Anthony Richardson.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
And I don't like drafting guys that look similar. I want guys that look different where they can kind of work on, I don't know. That's just me.
yeah, I yeah. What? I honestly feel like Quinn Ewers should have stayed in school, man, because it would definitely help his draft stock. If he would have entered the draft the following year, not stay in Texas, but possibly enter a transfer portal and definitely get some big NIL money. And he's at the towards the end of the draft right now, so.
Do you think he made a mistake, Yvonne, by coming out in the draft now? Looking
I
at it?
actually no, I don't think he made a mistake. I mean, I think he made the right decision. Here's why: that he. It looks like he's gonna go 6th or 7th round in this draft. The next year draft is deeper.
Right.
Like he might have gone undrafted next year because it's so much deeper. I actually thought it was a good decision to leave now, and I actually respect that he did it because he could have made more money staying in college, transferring, and I respected in this day and age where everybody's transferring. He said, "No, I wanted to be remembered for being a Longhorn," and I respect that. Like I want players to like more their college and not just chase money and actually like be happy where you went. And I hate what Dylan Gabriel did. But that he's not to blame really. It's the NCAA for allowing that many transfers. So the draft next year would have only been deeper. So I think Quinn Ewers came out at the right time.
Wow. I don't know. Like, I feel like he could. I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm not against what you're saying because I
Right.
understand it. Somebody like me who loves LSU, like I'd want my players to feel the way you just said.
Right.
But man, somebody like Quinn Ewers, I feel like he could have went literally almost anywhere he wanted to go and maybe become the starter. I mean, outside of the guys, we know certain jobs he wasn't
Right.
gonna get. But like, had he entered the transfer portal, you could make a case right now. Like, I mean, I know it's late in the transfer portal, but you leave Texas and you're not in the draft right now. You can go to Tennessee and be the Tennessee starting quarterback. If you went in Tennessee, I mean, maybe then you could have went to Ohio State possibly. You could have went to Georgia with Stetson Bennett. Not Stetson Bennett. Um, I lost his name. My boy went to Miami.
Beck.
Beck.
Carson
Beck.
Beck,
Yeah. Oh, don't do that,
CB,
Keo.
man.
So yeah, I just think that
Stop.
even though I know it sounds crazy, Will Howard just got drafted. I think Will Howard helped his draft status by going to Ohio State somewhat. I do. I think if he stays at Kansas State, he may go undrafted.
Same for Cam Ward.
Yes, Cam Ward definitely helped his draft status. Cam Ward does not become the number one pick if he stays at Washington State. He just doesn't. So yeah, I mean, I'm interested as far as I just wish my man would have looked at different options. What you think about Isaiah Bond, the guy that said he was going to break the record and he's still on the board?
I think he's a good like
Damn.
I think he's a good like gadget guy. Like I think with his speed, I think you could put him in on certain downs and run like trick plays, deep balls for him and stuff like that. I think a team that should consider him is like a Seattle right here. They're picking right now.
Hold on, man. I'm known for being petty, so I'm gonna give you one of these petty moments right now. So somebody that's not on this show right now actually had Isaiah Bond as a top 5 receiver going into the NFL draft. I'm not gonna mention any names, but that individual, they know who they are. But yeah, Isaiah Bond is still on the board. So
How?
is
Did they not watch the year?
huh?
How they had Isaiah Bond as a top 5 receiver? Did
I
they
don't know
not watch
why.
college football this year?
Why
Who
don't you
did?
ask?
Who did?
See,
Did he?
yeah.
Yeah. He did not watch college football this year.
Bruh. Bruh. There's no way I'm looking at Isaiah Bond and said, now I will say, when he was at Alabama and went to Texas, I was like, damn, Texas, the rich just got rich.
Well, he
I'm like,
started
dang.
off. He started off well this year, and then he had injuries and never was able to recover.
Right. But watching Texas, I mean, you knew the guy was in Texas. We kept saying Matthew Golden, especially down the
Right.
stretch. You like
Yeah,
Matthew Golden's the guy.
for sure. But
Man.
I do think Bond should get drafted just based off of his speed. And he can be a gadget guy.
What y'all thoughts on Xavier Restrepo?
Solid. I think Tennessee should grab him because he has a connection with Ward already. But I don't think he's a long-term guy.
So you think he's kind of
I
like just
think
somebody that's gonna be there for a little while and kind of just
He's
fizzle
probably
out?
going to play out his contract, and that's it.
Okay.
he's a system guy. He's one of those system players that for colleges that's successful in that college system.
I
Not
I
sure if you.
I I think you was the one that said Cameron Williams shouldn't be drafted. So you
Yeah.
think
Ooh,
Cam is out of there?
He's probably going to get drafted for depth purposes, but every time I watch Texas, he was getting destroyed. He was getting destroyed.
Do y'all think that Tez Johnson is too small to play in the NFL?
Long term, yes. But
What you
look, he made plays. Like, you got to give him a shot.
what you
I do
think,
think the
Keith?
Texas center that's available, Jake Majors, is underrated.
Okay.
I think
What you
I think Tez Johnson could be a good player in the NFL, like a slot receiver that a team may need.
okay? Yeah, Tez is interesting to me. I don't know how he's really small though. God. I also like Kobe Bryant. I mean, I know it,
He
I know
hasn't
it's
been
no,
drafted.
no, not based on what I'm looking at, but
Wow,
I'm not watching it behind me.
he was a good player at
Yeah, I
Kansas.
thought so too at Kansas. So I think that he could be a really good player in the NFL too,
Okay,
based
I
on
did
what
not
I'm looking
know.
at right now.
I did not know he was available.
I'm looking at all the guys that's available right now, and I'm like, man, Kobe Bryant's there, Zy Alexander, Quinn Ewers. These are some guys I feel like could make a team. If you get Quinn Ewers versus Alabama, bro, I swear that dude was nice, bro. I
Oh,
swear to God, that dude was nasty.
well, he was a number one high school quarterback coming out in his class. We know the potential. What I don't, what I don't like is he was also injury prone at Texas.
So I know I just mentioned it, and I don't know if there's a rule behind it, but let's just say he didn't leave to go to the draft.
Okay.
Do y'all think there should be a rule where once you leave a school, you can't go back to that same school? Like when I mean, like, okay, like Quinn Ewers, let's say he leaves, goes to Texas, right? Should he be able to go back to Ohio State?
Yeah, but
Okay.
I think the rule should be you get one free transfer and that's it. So I guess that's actually going against what I'm saying here. I'm saying with the current rules, they
Right.
should be able to go back. But my rule would be where that's not an option. You get
Right.
one transfer and that's it.
Okay. Okay.
What do
Okay.
you think?
Oh, I'm okay with one transfer, especially when a coach leaves.
Yeah.
Like that, like to me, and I know you shouldn't choose like some people say well you shouldn't choose a school for a coach, but that somewhat is kind of like not true because as a player, you want to be developed by the best coaching staff. So
Right.
you can't say that a coaching staff doesn't matter. Like for instance, Alabama's perfect. Nick Saban leaves. I don't care who comes in, and that's no disrespect to their current coaching staff. I'm
Right.
just saying, if I'm a player and I signed to play for the Nick Sabans of the world, the Kirby Smarts of the world, like I'm going to those schools to play for those guys. If they leave and you hire a guy that I didn't even entertain going to that school, I just feel like I should be able to leave if I committed to you already.
Uh, I'm not a fan of transferring multiple times. Like, I just think that you should just transfer once, man. Because I kind of want to remember that player. I don't want to remember the player like DJ Ukulele, who's been transferring 3 to 4 damn schools, and he hasn't shown any type of improvements at all, looking like the same player, probably even worse. If I'm thinking right now, so I'm just a fan of that one time transfer, like what Carson Beck just did right now, like going to Miami. So
Right.
Like Joe Burrow.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't like seeing guys at 3, 4 colleges. I think it's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
So you think they should put a rule in place one time, and then like it'd have to be like a crate, like almost like a fine. I don't want to say fine, but if you had to go to another school again, it would have to be like some type of like thing set up where you have to sit out
Right.
a lot that goes on, so you just
Yeah.
can't just move to another team.
Yeah, basically where the player's like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't even want to go through that.
Right. Okay, I get it, and I think that's kind of fair because now it's almost becoming like a professional team, but the players actually have more freedom in this situation right now because
Right.
they can literally just say, "You like the Nico situation. Either you pay me more, or I'm getting up and I'm leaving."
Yeah.
So, man, Kobe Bryant, Saints next pick. Let's see. Hey man, hey man.
Who did you guys have as your winners in the draft?
The Ravens.
Yeah, I got the Ravens too.
I
Yeah.
got I got my Dallas Cowboys.
Yo, bro, why, bro? Why?
Hold on. Wait a minute. Just listen to this. I listened to this. I'm not being biased. So the Dallas Cowboys, Zach Martin retired. They needed to fill the interior lineman void, which was for Tyler Booker, and I feel like I feel like he fit that position really well. I think he's gonna make a huge impact. Um um and then they on the second round pick they got Donovan Aziriaku, a player that you actually had in the first round. A
I
lot of
did.
people had him high on the mock boards. A great defensive present also. Um and I think he's gonna help out Parsons a lot trying to get to the quarterback. And then the next guy that they end up getting was a cornerback, especially with the health issues that the cornerback is going through right now with Siobhan Revel. I mentioned to you yesterday that I think he was one of the best available players available on day 2. So I actually think he thought was a steal. He's coming off of an injury, but I like the move for what the Cowboys did, man. I think those 3 picks were solid. They end up getting Jadon Blue from the one of the best universities in college football was this Texas University, who actually owns the SEC right now at this right now. Um, yeah, man. So I definitely like
How
the
they
move what
own
the
the
Cowboys did.
SEC, bro?
Their women's basketball team did go to the Final Four, by the way. Just wanted
They,
to
they didn't
mention that.
even win, bro. What are you talking about? They didn't even win the SEC.
Man, I love the Texas Longhorns. I think they're gonna win the SEC next year. And I love this year how all my teams have been better than y'all's. I mean, this is
Hey,
great.
I'll
All
say
of
this though. I'll give you this: the Colts will be better than the Saints next year.
them.
But don't sleep on LSU next year, baby. Let's
You gotta,
go.
you gotta stop that, bro.
Hey, bro, LSU is
Yeah,
legit. You tripping next year?
You're finally coming to your senses with the
yeah. A
Saints.
lot of
Well, what you mean? I
I
never was
I don't
like
know.
last year. I said the Saints would win a division.
But now you got to come to your senses with
Brian
LSU.
Brian
No,
Brian
LSU is
Kelly
nasty.
Brian Kelly needs to get out of that hump, man, and make the playoffs. Pressure's on
Hey,
for him,
bro.
man. All
Hey,
those
bro.
great coaches in LSU, they've been able to do it. From Nick Saban to Les Miles to to that dork Ed Orgeron.
Watch your
So
mouth.
yeah, man,
Watch your
we'll
mouth.
see. Oh, my bad.
I'll throw another team I like their draft out there because I do agree with box office as far as the winners. I do think that it's the Ravens, but I also like Seattle, man. I like Torrey Horton from Colorado State. I think that was
Yeah.
another good pick in the fifth round.
Wait,
Oh,
wait, you don't so you didn't like what the Cowboys did?
it was cool. It's mid. Like them kids say, it's mid. It's mid. It's cool,
Wow.
bro. It's
What
mid.
you
Like what
def
you want me to say?
you're
Like
a
that's what I
hater.
think. But I like what Seattle. Hey,
That
Seattle
I
is low key. Hey, I know you don't like this, Keo, but Seattle's low key, bruh. They're putting something together that I like, bruh. I like it. I know you was mad because they got rid of Gino and went get Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold over there getting Cooper Cup, having this type of draft. I like what Seattle's doing. Seattle's a sleeper for next year. Not to win the Super
so
Bowl,
you're
but to
picking
be
so you picking them to win the division?
No, the
the
Rams are.
Rams added Devontae Adams, bro.
Yeah, they're winning that division.
The
I don't
Niners,
know, man.
the Niners are not like that. Like y'all hype them up to me. And the
Come
Cardinals,
on, man.
I might take them. I might take the Seattle Seahawks led by Sam
You know
Darnold.
what team I'm picking, man. Like it's
No,
one player says it all to me, and he better get his damn money. Yeah, I still got the Niners.
okay, that's okay. Let's do that right now. Because this is things that we get, bro. For the most part, free agency happened. I mean, there's some guys that's still out there like Aaron Rodgers. We understand that, but early, the draft is not quite over. But we're getting to the seventh round soon. Who wins the NFC East, Keo? Keo, why are you taking that long, Keo? We have to stop this, bro.
Well, I gotta really think about that. The Cowboys definitely was busy, made some couple splashes in free agency. Definitely like what they did in the draft this year. Philadelphia Eagles, they lost a lot of players, especially on the defensive side also. So I don't think the Eagles are going to be that same team that people envisioned from last year. They lost some core players on their the defensive side. C.J. Gardner Johnson, Milton Williams, Sweat. They lost Darius Slay,
Brandon Bennett.
Bradbury. Yeah,
Yeah,
so they
but
lost a lot of play.
their young bulls are gonna be more experienced. Cooper DeJean, um,
Yeah, the
um,
reason why they were so good because of the rotation, so they wouldn't get tired. So now some guys now they're gonna get more usage
man, who's gonna win a
on the
division?
field. So I got the Cowboys. There you go.
Oh, bro.
Dallas Cowboys gonna win it. They're coming back.
All right. Hey, box office, who wins that NFC East?
Philly. I I just
Philly.
said the Cowboys are not making the playoffs again. The Giants are gonna be a disaster. And The Commanders are gonna make the playoffs again.
Okay.
All I'm
So
saying is, when was the last time a team actually repeated back to back to win division champions?
And so it's bound to happen.
Yeah, and it hasn't happened in a while. So
Hold on,
what
you know
makes
what
you
I'm
think
gonna
it's
do?
gonna
I'm gonna do
happen
it
now?
different. I'm gonna do it different because we have a little time. It's about to go to the 7th round. Give me the NFC East from top to bottom or bottom to top. Tell me how the division goes next year.
Philly,
Um,
Washington, Dallas, New York.
What you
I
got,
got,
Kia?
I got, I got the Dallas at 1, Washington at 2, Philadelphia at 3, and I got the Giants at 4.
Okay. I'm gonna have the same as box office, but I'll swap it. I'll have the Giants finishing even, not swap it, but make it even with the Cowboys. They'll be even. The Giants and the Cowboys will both
Yeah,
be
you're
bad.
delusional right now.
And I got Philly and Washington as well. All right.
Yeah, right.
NFC North.
I don't know what I'm getting out of JJ McCarthy. He's in a good situation. Jordan Love is a good quarterback, but he needs to stay healthy.
And he got to take that next step finally. He has to.
I'm going to say Packers win it.
Wow.
I know I was big on the Bears. They should be better this year, but I have to see it. And who am I missing in that division?
Detroit.
I'm going to say Green Bay wins it. Detroit makes the playoffs. They just take a little bit of a step back. That's all. They're still going to be a great team.
Yeah, Ben Johnson's a big loss for them, for sure.
Vikings on the verge of the playoffs. And then the Bear, man, that division, that's the toughest division in the league. I'm going to say the Vikings end up the worst just because it'll take McCarthy a year. And I'm going to say Bears are third.
Okay. First of all, now we got to stop. We have to stop, bro. See, that's what I'm saying, bro. And look, I've been giving Quinn Ewers a hard time since the Alabama game. But Graham Mertz before Quinn Ewers, what are we doing, bro?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? I mean, bro, sometimes it makes me wonder, was people watching college football last year? I don't know. Okay, Keo, who you got, Keo? So you have Packers, Lions, Bears, Vikings.
I got the Lions at 1. I got the Packers at 2, the Bears at 3, and the Vikings at 4.
Okay. I'm gonna switch. Y'all know how I feel about. I got the Lions at 1, but I think you was a year early on them. I'm gonna go Bears 2. I
Wow.
like Ben Johnson that much. I think you give him all those weapons, he's gonna make it work somehow, some way. So I got the Bears at 2, but a close 2 with the Packers. The Packers and the Bears will be really competitive because y'all know I like the Packers as well. Oh, and then the Vikings will be last. Again, I'm disrespecting the Vikings. I know last year the Vikings made me eat crow, but I'm not buying the JJ McCarthy's first year off of an injury winning that division or getting close to winning that division. All right. Oh my God. The NFC South. Oh God. The easiest division to predict. In my opinion, at the bottom anyway.
Tampa wins it. Atlanta second. Carolina third. And the Saints, they should be relegated to the Canadian Football League.
Wow.
I got Tampa Bay at 1, Atlanta at 2, New Orleans at 3, and Carolina at 4.
Come on, bro. You gotta stop. You have to be honest. Okay. Whatever. I got the Falcons winning the division this year. I got the Falcons. I think that they're gonna take that next leap. They got a stud. well, I like Bucky Irvin too, but Bijan Robinson, bro. And what they did in this draft, I really like that a lot. The Bucks and the Falcons will be really close. It'll be maybe a game, the last game of the season that decides it. But it'll be, I'll go Falcons, and then the Panthers, clearly the third team, and then the Saints, the worst team in the NFL by far, not even close. Worst team. All right, NFC West.
Yeah, right.
Rams win it, and everyone else there misses the playoffs. I'm going to say Rams, Niners second, Seahawks third, and who's the fourth team? I'm tripping over.
Cards.
Who?
Cardinals.
No, actually, I take that back. Cardinals will be better than the Seahawks.
Wow.
Actually, the Cardinals are going to be the second best team in that division.
Wow.
I think they take a little bit of a step. They could make the playoffs. I got to think about it.
Wow. Let me see.
All right. I got the Niners at 1. I have the Rams at 2. Cardinals at 3. And I definitely got the Seahawks at 4.
Boy, y'all some haters, bro. Bro, this is my Jacksonville Jaguars pick this year. Hey, bro. Hey, I was wrong last year. I know I had Jacksonville. That was kind of wild. I got Seahawks. The Seahawks win the division, bro.
X, I think it's time for you to log off, man.
I got the Seahawks win that division. Hey, man, I think that their roster is put together.
Come on, bro. What is wrong with you today, man? Come on, bro. They're not making it. You're not even making the playoffs, bro.
Hey, I got the Seahawks, bro. I got the Seahawks winning the division, bro. Hey, and then listen. I got the Rams coming in second, followed by the 49ers and the Cardinals. Bruh, I can make a case the Cardinals will be better than the Niners, too. The Niners are going to fall off, bruh. They having hard talks with Brock Purdy right now, and Purdy, they're not giving Purdy all that money. I think Purdy's upset about that, too. So, yeah, I'm just not so on the Niners, bruh. I got the Seahawks winning the division, bruh. Y'all, they gave up on Cooper Kupp a little too soon. Cooper Kupp's going to have a redemption year. Yeah, I got the Seahawks, bro. Okay, so I'm writing down my playoff teams as I go, so I can tell who makes the playoffs. So who's y'all 7 playoff teams in the NFC? Based off what y'all just said.
Let me pull it up over here, man. I'm so hungover, my brain's not working today.
Bro, what? I'll tell y'all my 7 teams. I got Eagles. Ooh, I'm leaving somebody out then. Yeah, I'm going to go Eagles, Lions, Falcons, Seahawks, Bucks, Commanders, and Bears. I'm leaving the Packers out. That's wow. I'm shocked by that.
So you think the Seahawks will be better than Green Bay?
Well, Seahawks are in a division that
I understand, but I'm just saying that
they might have the better record, but they're gonna get over the division.
I'm gonna go Philly, Detroit, and Green Bay.
Wow, okay.
Detroit and Green Bay get in. I'm gonna go Tampa, Rams, Washington, and Arizona.
Wow. So you jumping on Arizona this year.
I just think that they take a step. They're headed in the right direction.
Okay.
That's my 7.
Keo, go ahead. I want to hear this.
The Dallas, the Niners, Detroit, Tampa Bay, Washington, Philadelphia, and I'm gonna say Green Bay.
So you had 3 coming from the NFC East, correct?
Yeah.
You had the division winners. And who was the 14? You had Dallas, Philly, Washington,
Green Bay. Green Bay.
Green Bay, and Detroit. Okay. Let's move over to the AFC real quick. Real quick to the AFC. AFC East. Kyo, don't be ridiculous, bro. Don't be ridiculous.
East, I'm gonna go. Buffalo wins it, and everyone else misses the playoffs. I'm gonna go. Dolphins second, Patriots third, Jets fourth.
Yo, don't do that, bro. Don't do
I'm
it, bro.
gonna say Bills 1.
Okay.
Dolphins 2. I think the Jets will be 3 and the Patriots will be 4.
Wow. I'm shocked. I thought you was gonna say the Patriots might win the division. You fooled me there. Okay.
Hell no.
Kobe King just went to Minnesota.
Yeah, because okay, yeah. Oh, but I know you love Drake May. That's why I thought you was gonna say that.
Yeah.
All right. I agree with box office. The Bills have been the only team that makes the playoffs. But surprisingly, bro, I like Mike Vrabel a lot.
Me too.
I think the Pats come in second. I do. I think
What?
the Dolphins don't play physical enough for the Patriots. I think the Patriots are better than them. I think the Patriots come in second, and then the Dolphins and Jets are about the same. So I got those. Yeah, I'll say the Dolphins third, Jets fourth. But I like the Patriots second, but none of them make the playoffs. All right. AFC North.
Another tough division. I'm assuming Rodgers is going to be a Steeler.
That's gonna be insane, though. When you think about that, think about that for a second.
Man, this one's tough. Both the Norths are so tough.
Right.
I'm gonna say Rodgers with the Steelers, shock everybody and win the division.
Wow, you still riding the Aaron Rodgers?
And it's my last time riding it.
Oh my God.
I think I like their defense, and I like Metcalf with Rodgers. They shock everybody. They win the division. The Ravens make the playoffs. They're second, and the Bengals and the Browns, both Ohio teams, missed the playoffs.
Wow.
The Bengals missed the playoffs last year, and to me, I'm not sold on Shamar Stewart. I don't know if Hendrickson is coming back. They did nothing to really wow me. Dude, they look at a year Burrow and Chase had, and they still missed the playoffs. I think they missed it again, and I think the Browns are trash as always, and they finished fourth.
They're one of the worst teams to the Browns.
Yeah.
Every one of the worst teams.
Wow. I got the Ravens at 1, the Bengals at 2, the Steelers at 3, and the Browns at 4.
Okay, so me and you have the same Q. I just swapped the Ravens. The Bengals going to win the division next year. Shamar Stewart is going to pop off on the defensive side of the ball. And I think with T. Higgins actually fully healthy, if they can keep him and Chase healthy, that's nasty. They still have some guys that can go get the running back position to help out with that running game. You got guys like Nick Chubbs who's still available. I think I'll find something that can kind of paste it together at the back end. So I'm going to say Bengals 1, Ravens 2, Steelers 3, Browns 4. And I do think more than one team will make the playoffs. I'll tell you in a few minutes. The South.
I'm going to go Houston wins it. Colts missed the playoffs by a hair. Jags 8-9, and Titans. The Titans are 6-11 in Cam Ward's first year.
Before Keo goes, I want to ask you this. I know you was very hard on the Jags this offseason. How do you feel about their new GM and his? I know you say you like his aggressiveness going to get Travis Hunter, but do you think that he can maybe finally put the Jags in position to take that next step?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I just have to see more from Lawrence. He's underachieved.
Yes.
And he made the playoffs, won the playoff game, challenged the Chiefs, but he hasn't gone back to that level.
Right.
So I think that they're average 8-9, 9-10, or 9-8. So
Yeah, man. I got the Texans, Colts, Jaguars, and Titans. That's the 4.
Okay. The Texans is number 1. Bruh, Liam Cohen. Bruh, when they signed him, I was like, bruh, Jack's gonna be so trash, bruh. But him talking has nothing to do with him being a coach, bruh. It has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Like him. Trevor Lawrence, bro. I cannot believe this dude hasn't panned out the way I thought. I thought he was gonna be so good, bro. I don't know what, bruh. But who do I think will take that next step? Trevor Lawrence or Anthony Richardson? Dang. I'm going to say the Colts finish second.
same.
And I'll go Jags third, Titans fourth. Titans just got a young team. They got to put it together. So Titans will be one of those teams picking early again next year. They may land one of the top prospects, not a quarterback next year. So I'll go Titans last. And then finally, the Chiefs and the AFC West.
The Chargers win the division.
Wow.
I just don't like how the season ended for the Chiefs last year. I felt like they were always getting by in close games. They're still going to be a playoff team. I'm going to say the Chargers shock everybody. They take that next step. The Chiefs finish right below them, but they make the playoffs. I think the Broncos take a step back. They won't be a playoff team like this year, but not a step back where it's like so negative that they have to make changes. I think that Bo Nix has a little bit of a slump, but I think that the following year will be good for Denver. And the Raiders finish last once again. They'll be competitive because Gino's a veteran, but I don't know. I think that the next year's draft is where the Raiders get their quarterback.
Okay. What you got, Keo?
I definitely got the Chiefs at 1. Got the Chiefs at 1. I got the Chargers at 2. I'm gonna say the Broncos at 3, and I got the Raiders at 4.
All right, before y'all give y'all playoff people, hey, make sure that y'all sit down good. And I don't want to hear y'all laughing, bro. You have to stop. You have to stop mocking me right now and making fun of me. The Denver Broncos are going to win the division next year. Shout out to my boy, John Alcorn. Hey, Big John, my brother. The Broncos are going to win the division. Hey, I really believe it, too. The Denver Broncos will win.
I think you lost your mind today, bro.
Hey, listen. Hey, I feel y'all. And they made the playoffs last year, and I'm dumbfounded by that. That was insane to me. They made the playoffs. Here's what y'all going to be really shocked by. The Chiefs will barely make the playoffs.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Like, yeah. I think they'll be like they're gonna like sneak in on like the last week of the season, get in type thing. But I got the Broncos winning the division, followed by the Chiefs and Chargers will be same record-ish. It'll be probably about 10 wins. But they'll have the same record. And then the Raiders finally be last. But I got the Broncos winning the division, bro, with 11 wins. I do. I think the Broncos win the division. I'm like, for real, for real. I think their defense is nasty. I think that they're going to be much improved this year. Bo Nix will be better, more confident. I got the Broncos, bro. Now, of course, we're going to do this again right before the season starts. But right now, I got the Broncos winning the division, bro. I think the Chiefs are going to take a step back. Your 7 playoff teams.
Buffalo, Ravens and Steelers, Houston, Chiefs, and Chargers. So one more. I'm gonna say Denver actually is a 7th.
Smart, but you see, at least okay. So I got
I think Denver's basically what they were last year, though.
Okay.
The 7th seed. Cam Williams, Texas right tackle to Philly, which I think is a good fit, more depth for them.
What you got, Keto?
Okay, I got the Bills, the Texans, the Ravens, the Chiefs. I got the Chargers, and then the last 2 spots I'm gonna give it to Cincinnati and Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I think if Bengals miss the playoffs like I predict them to, I think Zach Taylor's out of there.
Oh, I could definitely see that for sure. I'll go. Of course, I got the Bills win the division, Bengals win the division, Texans win the division, Broncos win the division. So I think all 4 of those teams get in. Ravens will be one of the 3 wild cards. Chiefs will be one. And then it comes down to the Chargers or the Steelers. I'm taking the Chargers today because Aaron Rodgers is not signed. We can predict that he's going to get signed. He ain't signed today. So I'm going to say Chargers. But yeah, that's where I'm going with. I think the Colts have a chance.
Yeah.
I think the coach, if Richardson can take the next step, the coach could be in the playoffs.
Agreed.
Man.
If we had to say today, obviously long time before the season, Super Bowl.
Eagles, Bills. Eagles are too loaded, brother. Eagles are ridiculous.
I say Lions, Bills.
So you don't have the Lions win the division, but you think the Lions come back and
I think that they're kind of going to be bored in the regular season, waiting for the postseason, and then that's when they make their run.
And I'll say this. I got Bills, but if the Bengals can land an Alvin Kamara trade, somebody that can put in the backfield that I feel comfortable about.
I don't think that's their issue.
I think that the Bengals can make it, but I'm not going to pick them again for the 3rd straight year. I'm going Bills.
That's not their issue, though. They got to figure out that defense.
But I think Shamar Stewart is a big piece. You know, and that's okay.
I got the Lions coming out the NFC. I think that offense is going to be still good with Johnson gone. And I still got the Chiefs, man. Until somebody could knock out the Chiefs, I'm not picking against them. So I got the Chiefs and the Lions.
So you could pick the Chiefs, and somebody has to knock the Chiefs off, but the Eagles just knocked the Chiefs off, and you're not going to pick the Eagles to get there?
Because the Eagles lost the most out of any team.
They didn't lose their core.
They didn't lose their core, bro. You know what's up.
Yeah, Josh Sweat is their core. Milton Williams is their core. C.J. Gardner-Johnson was their core.
The Eagles gonna be straight, bro. You tripping?
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Pretty cool story.
Championship slump.
Pretty cool story. Panthers just picked up Jimmy Horn Jr., who I think is Joe Horn's son, and he's already got J.C. Horn there as well.
Man. My boy disrespecting the Philadelphia Eagles. I think you just disrespect Philly because you're a Cowboys fan, bro. And I understand it, but bro, you don't
No,
have to. I'm a Saints fan, and the Saints are just not going to be good this year, bro.
no. I just don't believe in the Eagles. I don't.
All right, y'all. Well, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go lay down my hungover ass over here. I'm struggling
Well, we appreciate you for coming on. You said Genty offensive rookie of the year, correct?
for right now. Yeah,
And then defensive rookie of the year, Abdul Carter.
yeah.
All right, y'all heard it here first. We don't have to do so much talking on the MBS show about the draft because we had a draft special today with all you guys.
All right, y'all.
All right, man.
Yep, man. The draft is almost complete. We're about to head into the seventh and final round. Few picks left. Restrepo is still there. Bond's still there. Ewer's still there. RJ Mickens still there. Zy Alexander's still there.
Yep.
So, looking back at the draft, Keo,
Yeah.
rated on a scale of 1 to 10. What you giving it?
The draft?
Did it live up to the hype? Did it exceed your expectations? Was it kind of boring? What would you rate it?
An 8.
An 8. Okay, that's strong. That's strong.
Um, first day was really good. You had the I think the highlight was the Browns and the Jaguars trading, moving up, and then the Browns getting another first round pick for next year. A lot of surprises though. I think for me it was probably my worst mock draft that I've done. So I took some risk and chances on a couple of the picks. Um, yeah, it was definitely decent, and obviously, the headline was definitely dominated by Shador Sanders not getting drafted. So it was exciting to watch. It made me definitely tune in. It had a lot of people tapped in also. So I think the reason why I give it an 8 because the Shador Sanders kind of overshadowed a lot of the players getting drafted, being less talked about, and certain storylines that we could be talking about. So that's why I give it
Yeah,
an 8.
I'm not mad at that grade. I would say I want to go around an 8 like you, but then I also want to go higher because I feel like they kept the viewership up because of the Shador situation. But I'm gonna actually say that's a negative light on the NFL because it wasn't what it should have been. It should have been, you should have heard more about the Cam Ward stories for those that don't watch college football, and how he was a 0-star recruit. And I just think that it was so much negative around it. So I'm actually gonna lower it to a 7. The fact that what they did for the draft as far as I don't want to say blackballing Shadur Sanders, but the way they set it up, Shadur should have been drafted before Dylan Gabriel, who went 2 rounds prior to him. That which is crazy to me. But yeah, I'll go 7. I'll go 7. Even though they kept the viewership up, it wasn't for positive reasons. So I'll go a 7. Um, let me ask you this. Me and my homeboy was talking about this. Do you rather watch the NFL draft on ESPN or NFL Network?
ESPN. Yeah, I like
What?
ESPN. I'm more used to it. More used to the like the draft experts and the person that's actually hosting it with ESPN. So I prefer ESPN.
Okay. Well, I was ESPN until probably this year or last year. I like NFL Network, bruh. I feel like NFL Network gets their picks out a lot faster than ESPN too. I will say that when I was watching, like I feel like I've been a step behind y'all today while we watching it. Yvonne's calling it out before it actually happens. But when I watch NFL Network, it's I'm normally one of the first ones to see who gets drafted there or not. Who are you who are you looking forward to most in next year's draft? Oh God, why I ask that question?
Arch Manning, Carson Beck,
I knew it. Oh God.
just a few players to name. Uh, yeah. Um, I I I, I don't think next year's draft's gonna be as good as this year's though.
Really? People are saying next year's draft is better than this year's draft.
Nah, man, I don't think so. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, you got certain players though, like the Arch Manning, the Garrett Nurse Myers, guys like that. But
Drew
Caleb
Allen.
Downs,
Drew Allen.
who? Yeah,
Don't do that, Keo. Don't do that. Jeremiah Love. Let's show some respect.
yeah, I think it's a decent draft though, man. I honestly think if Arch Manning doesn't come out, I don't think it's gonna be as good. It's not gonna be as good as exciting though. Arch
Okay.
Manning is a huge factor though. Going into that draft.
Okay, my this is more of a touchy subject, emotional subject, um, and one maybe some people don't want to dive into, but I'm gonna go there with you. I will say next year's draft, as far as next year's draft is concerned, real quick. I'm excited about it. I think it's gonna be lit, especially if Arch Manning comes out in the year I think Drew Allen's gonna have. I think next year is gonna be fire, 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 fire. As good as I think LSU is gonna be next year as well. Cade Klubnik, this will be a good draft. But unfortunately, there was a young man that took his, that is no longer with us, and he was supposed to be in this draft from LSU, Mr. Kyron Lacy. Um, what some of your thoughts as far as where you would have went in the draft, what you viewed him as in the draft, um, and just some I don't want to say this is our final thoughts regarding Kyle Lacey because I'm pretty sure in our circles we may talk about him, but on a live platform, this may be one of the last times we ever talk about him. So, like, what's your final thoughts as far as mental health? Just whatever you want to talk about when it comes to Kyron Lacy and this sad situation, man, because his
Uh,
name was supposed to be called in this draft. Malik Neighbors, Jay Daniels, they was posting all weekend saying that they were supposed to hear their brother's name be called in this draft, and now we'll never see his name called in this draft. What's your thoughts on all that, man?
it's sad. Um, it sucks, especially not for him not here, his friends, his families. He was one of the top players at his position that was supposed to be drafted on the team. I was gonna go as far as him being like probably the second best wide receiver to come out this draft. I think,
Wow.
yeah, I think if he would have stayed healthy, I think he would have been, one of those guys to come out. If we didn't hear any of this coming out. Um, And I think NFL teams would have liked him though, because you just see the success that LSU wide receivers has had, man, and this is just something the young players and athletes got to remember by, man. Life is too short. Don't take it for granted. Make the right decisions, and you always check on your friends and family when it comes to mental health, because this is something serious that we all deal with, and you'll never know what anybody's going through if you don't call on them or check up on them, man. Um, um, yeah, on them and just check up on them. I always I check up on all my friends and families, man. Like
That's one thing you
sometimes
do
they
do. I'll give you credit for that.
sometimes they may get tired of me calling them, but I do that all the time though, man, just to check up on them, see how they doing, or just have a quick conversation to see making sure everything's good. I'll tell a story about somebody that I'm close friends with. I normally don't talk to them a lot. As soon as I gave them a call, they were going through some serious stuff, and I'm glad I was there to help them out, giving them some words of encouragement. And yeah, man, Kyron Lacey, man, that he was a player that I was really ex- excited to watch in this college football season. Had some great moments. I didn't even know about Kyron Lacey until you mentioned him. I was like, at the beginning of the football season, I was like, okay, I'm about to pay attention to who this guy is, and he ended up being a really good player for LSU. Sucks that he left us too soon, man.
What team you thought would have been a great selection to get? I mean, a lot of teams could have used them, but what team would you have liked to see him play for?
The Cowboys.
It's funny that you said that's who I thought would be the best fit for him. I thought him next to CeeDee Lamb would be electric. I thought that was the place for him. I thought Dallas, him, like I said, him and CeeDee Lamb 1-2 punch. That would have been nasty. He didn't have to come in and be the number one guy. He can come in, be next to CeeDee Lamb, learn from CeeDee Lamb, and it would have been something special, man. It really would have. Um, my final thoughts as far as is concerned, you know, mental health is real. Mental health is real. All my athletes out there, if you're thinking about playing sports, understand that there's a lot that comes with playing sports. It's not just stepping on a basketball court or stepping on a football field or any court for that matter. We understand more comes with that than just that the playing aspect. Um Responsibilities come with that. Lots of responsibilities, not just athletic responsibilities, academic responsibilities, health, mental and physical health responsibilities, family responsibilities, friends responsibilities. So you got to keep your head in a good positive state because it's something real out here. Definitely still want to say thoughts and prayers with his family, his friends, anybody involved in both tragic incidents. We're still praying for y'all. And we hate that we're talking about Kyron Lacey and this situation in a past tense instead of a present tense and a future tense as far as where he could be going. Just a sad situation, man. Sad situation. Again, thoughts and prayers with everybody involved in this situation. We hate that it had to happen like this, but like I told you, Keo, I thought the Cowboys would have been a perfect destination for him. Um, I thought that could have been something special with him and CeeDee Lamb on the opposite sides of each other.
All
Yeah,
right.
man. Yeah, man. I'm sorry I had to bring that up. I told myself for day 3 of the draft, if I came on live, I would definitely bring up Kyron Lacy. I know some people that know him personally, and I know how affected they were about all this unfortunate stuff that went on. Again, thoughts and prayers with them because I know how they're going through a tough time right now. They thought today was going to be a day of celebration, and it's definitely not that for those close to him and those that was close involved in this in all these um situations that took place. But right now, we're about to head into round 7. There's roughly about 40 something picks left, Keo. Anybody else that you're hoping your Cowboys goes out and drafts? I think y'all got, let's see, Dallas has, y'all have 3 more picks, 3 seventh round picks. Is there anybody that you really want to target?
A wide receiver.
Oh, Restrepo? Or is it somebody else that you rather have?
Restrepo, Tez Johnson, if he's still there.
Isaiah Bond?
Yeah, Bond. Yeah, I would like to see a receiver get drafted by the Cowboys.
Okay, okay. Oh, so if you was the GM, you would go receiver at 217. What would you go at 239? All my Dallas Cowboy fans, y'all let us know in the chat. But what you think, Keo?
I'll get another receiver.
God, so you going receiver back to back, and then finally with your last pick, are you going another receiver as well?
No, I will probably go with um a like a defensive tackle or a linebacker.
Okay, okay.
I feel like those are the areas that we need to address. But
So
I
you
like
don't
what they
think y'all,
did though.
so you don't think that y'all should address a quarterback like just somebody in the draft that maybe somebody like Quinn Ewers that y'all can go draft and obviously he's not ready today, but somebody that could be in y'all quarterback room.
No, I don't think so. Um, I would want somebody now that could help me right now. I don't think I would need anybody right now though. Like, because for me, every draft pick for the Cowboys is important. So so you definitely gotta choose it wisely.
Okay,
Because
okay.
I think they want guys that they could, they could start putting on the field right away.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. As far as the Saints is concerned, bro, all my Saints fans, who that y'all? What up? And the second round pick really just took the air out of everything for me. I'm gonna keep saying that. I just, man, that was a hard one for me. I would like the Saints to go after a receiver as well. Um, Isaiah Bond would probably be the person I would look for, but in the same breath, he has a similar game to Shaheed. He's not a big receiver. I feel like we have a lot of the same style receivers, but Isaiah Bond Restrepo is interesting. There's some guys. But yeah, the receiver we need to go, and then the last pick we got running back, cornerback, safety, linebacker, D tackle, quarterback, tackle. Um, so we got a linebacker, got a safety, got everybody on all 3. I would probably go maybe edge, somebody off the edge. Take a flyer on somebody that you think could possibly be a good edge rusher, whether that's Jared Ivey from Ole Miss or whatnot, but somebody that you feel can come off that edge and be the guy that you might hit a home run on. You got Fidel Diggs. from Syracuse. They got a lot of edge guys still. Just take a shot at one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What was the moment of the draft so far for you? Whether it was on here with us, whether it was but outside of the Shador, we can all say Shador. Everybody's gonna say Shador Sanders going to the fifth round is the moment. But what's the moment that really stood out to you? Because for me, I'll go first. Bro, when the Saints drafted the offensive lineman, I was with C, bruh. Pure comedy, bro. I'm gonna remember that moment forever. That dude was hot. He was mad. Red Boy wanted to close his laptop. He wanted to leave. He wanted to end the stream. Shout out to my brother, man. Oh, see, man. I know you. I told my wife we was in Louisiana. We was in Ruston yesterday at Louisiana Tech. I said, bruh, I wish I could have been with C when the Saints took Shaw from Louisville, bruh, that would have been, bruh. Oh my God, I'd have cried laughing.
Well, outside of the Shador, the moment was today. As soon as we started the show, they announced that Shador Sanders was drafted. But outside of Shador, like you said though, I got two moments though. It's on day one when the Jaguars traded up to get Travis Hunter and Cleveland moved down, and Cleveland gave all those draft picks just to move up to the number 2 overall, and they gave up their first round overall draft pick also for next year. Um, and it might look like a good first round pick though, because a lot of people don't expect the Jaguars to do well. And then last but not least, when Green Bay made their pick, it was like for the first time since blah
Yeah.
blah blah, and then um Matthew Golden came out and he started to talk. I thought that was a dope moment. But yeah, those are my two moments though in the draft.
Okay. I like that, man. Those are moments I'm definitely gonna remember as well. Now I'm gonna put you on the spot. You don't have to feel obligated. Do you want to watch the entire seventh round in the comfort of your own home, or do you want to wrap this show up?
I don't mind. It's up to you. We could end the show, or we could keep it going.
Because we still have roughly 42 picks left. And I'm not opposed to talking about them, but we've given you our rookie of the years. We've given you our bust. We've given you who we think is going to win the divisions. We've given you who we thought was Hall of Famers. We've given you our moments. We've given you who we love. We still like on the board left. My thing is to you, Keo, because the rest we can talk about in the NBA show on Tuesday. It's Saturday. I know a lot of people out, especially out here at Festival International. Shout out to everybody celebrating Festival International. I know my brother Jasper's out here. Even though I haven't talked to him in person, I talked to him on the phone last night. Shout out to him, man. But what's your thoughts, bro?
For the draft.
Yeah, you want to just pick up on
Yeah, we
Tuesday and talk about it?
yeah we can pick it up on Tuesday.
Well, it's
Now
all
let's.
good. I'm gonna get to these shout outs real quick, man. Shout out to you, man. I didn't plan on doing a day 3. Shador coming on. I mean, Shador dropping to day 3 really got us doing MBS Uncensored. I really thought that after me and C did day 1, I knew I wasn't doing day 2. And day 3, I thought maybe I'd go to Festival International today, celebrate, have some good times with my family. But when Shadur dropped, I told my wife, I was like, I have to talk about this. This is too. But maybe I'll go to Festival International for the rest of the evening. But shout out to you, man. Always a good time. Shout out to Box Office for pulling up. Shout out to C for doing day 1. even though he was upset after watching it. And I'm gonna say it again. Keel may make a little artwork behind it. Alvin Kamara should
Yep.
ask for a trade right now. Ask for a trade. And I am here to tell you the Saints will finish last in the NFL. And they're taking for Arch Manning, whether that's next year, this year after, I don't know, but they're trying to go get Arch Manning. And we have to do better, man. We have to do better. But yeah, man, I think Shamar Stewart is the defensive rookie of the year. Him or Jalen Walker, offensive rookie of the year, Cam Ward once again.
Yeah, man. Normally, it's rare that we go on day 3. We do at times, but this, I haven't seen anything like this. We were planning to go do a show on this, but it just happened at the right time. Shador gets drafted, and boom, that happened. But yeah, man, glad to do the coverage on the draft for this past week. Shout out to you doing it day 1, day 2, and day 3 we here then to wrap things up as the draft reaches its final courses. But with that being said, man, this is the MBS Uncensored, the draft special for day 3. Until then, man, we'll see you guys next time. We
Make
out.
sure y'all finish watching the draft because Mr. Irrelevant may be Brock Purdy again. Oh,
Oh, let's go.